Alright, it's this one. Okay. Yay! Hey, Jamly! How is everybody? This thing keeps having like this funny light thing going on. Oh well. Oh well. Probably just annoys me, so we'll go with it. I ain't worried about it. How is everybody? Like, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, you guys. Well, for us Americans anyway. We're doing a Thanksgiving feast, so to speak. So we'll see. We'll see who comes in and we'll say hi to everybody and just chat. Hi, Samantha. I definitely need to drink more water. They have a new beta thing coming out. I'll have to check that out after this. All right, Sam, I will. Michaela, hey. Oh, nice vacation. Vacation sounds like a good idea. I just had a very nice vacation. Sarah and I spent 4 days in SoCal out at Long Beach. It was so nice. Something I definitely need to do again. And that's also something super weird. Like, those are the only videos that have under 100 views on them each. I thought for sure that those would get a lot more views, but they didn't. You're going to Disney World? Awesome. I'm doing good, actually. Much better than I have been in a long time. I did a chat about that on here 2 days ago. Hey, kiddo, what are you doing? Are you actually awake? Are you up and going? I don't even think he realized that I did any of this last night. Just chilling. Did you see that I moved everything last night? When you came out of the room? I don't know if you've even been out of your room yet this morning. Yep, I moved it all around again. I just got tired of... Well, here's the thing. As you guys know, we have cats. And we have Bella in particular, who... I don't know what her issue is. She just doesn't... Like, whenever there's any kind of small change, she decides to start marking her territory. And so I had the computer set up right here, like literally right outside this door in the dining area. And Bella decided that it would be a good idea to pee all over the back of my computer. She climbed up behind it and urinated all over it. And so I had to clean all of it. And then to top it off, she was chewing the wires. She would get back there, she would pull the thing that the cover I had to cover the wire, she would pull it off, pee on it, and then try to get to the wire. So it was really bad. And so we had to kind of eliminate that issue. I didn't want my computer completely ruined by the fact that she marks everything. And anytime there's anything running, she goes after the wires. And so my computer became her target. So we had to move that. You went to the dentist a few weeks ago? Ooh. Ow. Hey. How's it going?
Now I'm in my room.
There he is. He's out of the chat and he's in real life. How you doing today?
Doing okay.
We're going to be working our butts off today getting
In a call-therian.
Turkey Day set up.
I'm just in a call-therian. I put this on my TV with the
That's
Chromecast,
so funny.
and now she's watching it.
That's hilarious.
From my phone.
That's so funny.
So, yeah.
What? You are crazy? Yeah, I'm totally crazy.
Who, me? I'm crazy.
No, me. But Went to the dentist a few weeks ago and my jaw locked. Oh, the doctor had to put his fingers in my mouth to get my jaw to. Oh, it was scary. Yeah, that sucks. His name is Taylor, Samantha.
Taylor.
Like, at this point, please tell me you know his name.
Yeah, please.
Like you know Sarah.
Please don't call me Tyler.
No, Taylor.
Yeah.
Hi, Joseph.
So I called I called Sony this morning, talking to them. They said it's $90 for me to get my PlayStation with a thing set up to get it fixed and all that.
Yeah,
and
right.
They're having a Black Friday sale for the PlayStation 4, 1 terabyte for $110.
I know it would be cheaper to buy a new.
I'm like, it'd be cheaper just to buy a brand new
PS4
console
than to pay for them to fix it.
No, it's $90 for the freaking.
That's what I'm saying.
PlayStation 3 to get in, but the PlayStation 4
That's
it's
so
just way cheaper just
stupid.
to buy a new upgraded
$20 more and you get
console.
a brand spanking new generation console. Like,
yeah, and I don't have the money.
Yeah, no, that might be a Christmas present then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we may have to do something like that.
No, I want an Xbox though.
Have you tried it out yet to see if you could get it back on again?
Yep, tried it this morning and it gave me the yellow light of death again.
Yeah, and then red lighted you?
Huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
red light you.
I'm just gonna sell it for parts.
Yeah, somebody could probably use it.
Yeah.
But
I'm not selling the controllers.
No, you keep those because those are universal for the next ones.
Those I can go take. No, they're not. Not for the new gen.
Hope my Thanksgiving was great. It's not Thanksgiving yet. That's tomorrow.
I can go
Arian, you goofball. That's tomorrow.
I can go take my my PlayStation controllers to
her word name. Yes, that's.
But I can take my PlayStation controllers to Juan's and stuff and play on his PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm keeping mine.
I have to keep watching the door area because the cats keep trying to pull the wire out under the door.
Yeah.
Even though it's screwed into the wall.
Yeah. Oh, I'm keeping the hard drive though. Because if I get another PlayStation 3...
No, your best bet is to just sell the whole thing for parts. Someone would be willing to buy it for $50 from you for parts.
No, not the hard drive. I won't sell the hard drive.
Why?
It's a 200...
Yeah, but that's why somebody's going to buy it.
It's a 300 gigabyte hard drive. If I get another PlayStation 3, I can put that into a new PlayStation 3 and keep my account on there.
Yeah, but your hard drive might be fried.
And the games on there will be fine.
You don't know that, though, especially because the thing started smoking
really
really
bad.
bad.
It's the mother frame board.
The motherboard.
Yeah. So that's the problem. That's with it.
She's like, retracted. Arian. She's like, I'm taking that statement away. My dog Katie has been keeping an eye on me since yesterday because I got sick at work. Oh, no. Well, take it easy, Michaela. Yeah, I'm going to be spending today, I'm probably going to live stream it on Twitch, but I'm going to be making fresh, homemade dinner rolls and stuff. I did a whole batch the other day and wanted to test it out, see if I got it right. I kind of messed up on a few things, so I know exactly what I need to change this time. And then we should have fresh cinnamon rolls, fresh loaves of bread, and fresh dinner rolls for Thanksgiving.
That's gonna be nice.
And then I'm also making a batch of pumpkin bread, which these guys love. Yeah. These guys tear that up. Like, every time I make it, they're like, can I have another bit? Can I have another piece of that?
And you're like, no, it's gonna last us for like an entire week.
No, so I usually tell them, well, let it last. Like, don't eat it all in one take. Like, chill.
But eating it all in one
but
take
it's so good. Especially when it first comes out of the oven and it's piping hot. And you give it a second to cool enough that you can slice it and then eat it. It's so good eating pumpkin bread when it's warm. My heart's... Oh, okay. It's Taylor. If you're wondering, Samantha.
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
Yep.
Here, I'll even spell it right here.
In the chat.
That's how you spell it, Sam. If you want to know how to spell Taylor's name, there's Taylor's name.
Yes, I am her son.
Yeah, she knows that. She has a hard time with spelling and stuff like that,
okay.
and sentence making and sentence building. So you just have to read her words, and then you have to decipher them so that you know what she's saying. It's a lot easier now than it was the first time when I first started reading. Whenever Sam would write, I'm getting better at understanding what she's asking or what she's saying. So, apparently YouTube has a new YouTube Studio beta. I'm going to try it out after this. See how that works.
Maybe next time we won't cut my hair so short.
I like it. I think it looks really good. Yeah. Thank you. It's been because my sister was scared she was going to... Oh, probably, let's say breast. My gosh, Michaela. You guys, prayers are with your entire family.
Definitely.
All right, love you, kiddo. She's like, Taylor, I got it.
Right, awesome.
Good job, Sam. There you go. I am exhausted, by the way, if anybody's wondering. I spent all night last night getting everything kind of cleaned up and arranged. We have one slight problem, and I'm not sure how to fix it. Tut is the only one we're having the issue with. He keeps on, like, he's already broken 2 pieces of the Christmas tree. And I'm not sure. You guys, I'm sorry. I have no idea why this is dropping frames and stuff. I honestly don't know. I'm not leaving yet, Sam, I promise. I just, my encoder is having issues, guys. Yeah, that's a lot to take in, Michaela. I would just, take it a day at a time. But also make sure, though, before you share other people's information, such as your brother's, that might be not information he might not want people to know. Just be mindful of your brother's feelings and family members' feelings by sharing private information. I would just be mindful of that. But if you want to share stuff about yourself, that's great. And you want to talk about yourself, that's great. But let's just be careful not to share other people's private information. You're going to sleep in tomorrow? Not me. I'll be up nice and early. So that's what I want to talk about. Let's get out of the doom and gloom, because this is supposed to be a happy time of year. This is supposed to be about being thankful and being accepting of all the things that we do have in our lives. So let's get off that, I don't know. Let's get off the woe is me train for a minute. Let's look at the positives in our life. Let's stop focusing on all the negativity, because that's way too much of that in this world today. And people get so mindset on what's happening, that's going on, that's bad, that they forget there are still good things happening around them. So let's focus on those good things. So today we're doing turkey talk. Nice. See, there you go. Positivity. So tonight I'll be doing all the bread. So I'll be doing the dinner rolls, the cinnamon rolls, so that way we have nice fresh cinnamon rolls for tomorrow morning for breakfast. The kids can munch on those while everything else is cooking. Tonight, what I usually do, and this is super crazy, most people are like, what? So what I usually do is at night at about 10 p.m., I set the oven at 200 degrees. So I know that's really low, but I set the oven at 200, and then I take the turkey. I do all my stuff in my turkey, get it all dressed and everything else, and I put it in one of the oven bags. We seal the oven bag and we stick that inside of the oven overnight at 200 degrees. So that way the turkey slowly cooks and therefore doesn't lose its juices. And it doesn't lose all that really good moisture. There's several ways people cook turkey. This is something I learned as a trick from a friend when I was active duty. And I was blown away by how delicious the turkey ended up coming out. And so I have done that every year since. And I won't change that. That's something I have found that I am a huge fan of, is baking the turkey overnight. This way, when we get up tomorrow morning, we just take the turkey out, and then I have the oven space for doing the pies, for doing the green bean casserole. We'll be able to cook all the other dishes inside the oven. Pies, of course, go in last, so that way while everybody's enjoying food, the pies can cook. Oh, thank you, Sam. And you guys have a blast, okay? You guys just enjoy the day. My dad and I decorated the tree today. I was gonna sing it too, but I put everything on the tree before I could turn on the music. I know we got our tree set up, but we don't have any decorations on it yet. We always do that. We always trim the tree Thanksgiving evening. And so I don't want to change that tradition. That's a tradition we've had for forever. And I definitely don't want to change that. So we've got the tree set up. And also now I'm trying to figure out how in the world we're going to keep the cats off of it. We didn't have this problem last year. Mocus and Bella pretty much left the tree alone. But Tut keeps trying to climb up in it, and he's already broken pieces of the tree limbs that you lock into place. He has already climbed up on them, and because of he's not that much of weight, but those things aren't meant to bear a lot of weight, and he's already like locked them down into place. So we've had to try to bend them back up, which has only weakened them. And so now every time he climbs up there, he just bends them again. And so we've already lost 2 of them now that have snapped off because he won't stay off of the tree or attempting to climb it, because he tries to, and as he does it, it falls and it scares him, and he runs, and then he tries it again, and and so he's a little bit of a hardhead. He hasn't figured out that, oh, that doesn't work. I should stay off there. So yeah, from Wednesday, November 29th through December 16th. Wow. That's going to be one heck of a vacation. Samantha, we don't have Facebook anymore. We got rid of the Facebook account. So there's no Facebook to message us with. We got rid of that account because there's just only maybe 3 or 4 people that actually came onto the account. And it was just no point in managing an extra account for no reason. Well, you guys have a great time, Michaela. You guys definitely enjoy your time, because that's going to be a lot of fun. But for today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my laptop, because of course this is a desktop. I can't really bring this out there with me. I'm going to get my laptop out. We're going to bring that into the kitchen. And while I am baking bread, I'm hoping that I'll be able to live stream it without a whole bunch of glitches and issues. I'm going to give it my best go. But we're going to do that out in the kitchen. Going to bring the laptop out there and hopefully be able to bake bread and chat and hang out with my Twitch fam. Also, you guys, I didn't even think about this last time. I told you guys you can get your Teespring shirts. There is a link in this video below. I'm just not, I don't know why I didn't do it the first time. But there's a link here for your Jamly shirts as well as ugly Christmas sweaters. Let me see here. Let me go see if I can find the ugly Christmas sweater link, because I don't know if I put it on here. I probably didn't. Go to my products. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's going to be this link right here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. Get your... here, and then, let's see here. That is not a word, Marie. That is not a word. I have no idea what I was trying to type just now, but that looked super funny. Let's do it this way. Okay, so we've got my Twitch channel is linked below. Then down below also is the Teespring for, we have the Jamly shirts which say words, Mary, words, which say Marie. Yes, that's my name, because I have words and I'm capable of them. I have shirts for you guys that say Jamly, and above it, it has a heart with Wi-Fi coming out of it. So you guys are our internet Jamly. So that is why we have that. And then we have an ugly Christmas sweater available that says Jamly in the center of it. Now, I'm thinking about going in and changing it to say Jamly all the way, because I think that that would be a little more festive and cute for the shirt. So I'm going to probably go in and change that shirt. So for now, the one that's up for the ugly Christmas sweater just says Jamly across the front, if you guys are interested in that. Otherwise, we will be doing some work to change it, and hopefully if you guys want sweaters by Christmas, you will order them soon. But the links are in the description box of this video. So we have the Twitch which is my Twitch account, which is called Dragon Reader. I am over there 6 days a week, you guys. Monday through Saturday, right around 2 to 3 p.m. I start streaming on Twitch. What's up? Don't let those cats in here.
I won't.
That's the whole point of moving the desk. So if you guys would like to come check it out, you should. You won't be able to, Samantha. I'm sorry, but we've had to kind of close that whole thing down. Sarah's doing good.
Close what thing?
The Facebook page.
Oh.
So, yeah, we don't have that Facebook page anymore, so it was just, I love you too. We just decided that it was much easier to just cut that part of things out. Oh, careful. It just got to the point, though, where people were sending stuff constantly, and I couldn't keep up with it. I have, like, you guys have to remember, those of you that are on here now, you have to remember that the time I spend on here is the time that you see me. Other than that, I work. So I have childcare throughout the night. I am on here doing Twitch during the day. I'm also doing school. So I have school that I'm attending. And so I just want you guys to understand that I have a life outside of just being in front of the computer or picking up a camera to film. It doesn't consume my entire day being online. I can't. I have other things and other obligations and other duties as a parent, as a human, that don't entail being on the internet. And so having too many things going at one time was consuming too much of my day. And so therefore, I have decided to cut back on a lot of social media stuff. And this is where you guys can contact me. You guys can chat with me here. You guys can talk. And also, if you guys really want to, down below, as you know, there is a P.O. Box address. So if you guys want to do Christmas cards or send photos and letters, you can do that from there. However, please do not send gifts. Just please don't. We won't have the space for it. We live in a very small place. We don't have the space. So please don't send gifts and stuff like that to the kids or to myself. Cards and letters are absolutely welcome, but please do not send presents. Presents or gifts or anything like that. I know that some people really want to do things like that or whatnot, and that's amazing, and the thought is amazing, and thank you guys for the thought of that, but please, we don't want to become overwhelmed with stuff that we will have no place to put it. And it would just feel wrong putting stuff in a crate and putting it in the garage because there isn't anywhere to put it in the house. Maybe at some point, if we have a bigger place that has like an office space that we could put like what your things are that you guys send up, that would be different. We don't have that. And so therefore, we would prefer cards and letters are amazing. And doesn't cost much to send something like that other than a stamp. So let's keep it to the minimum, to the small amount. And we always love cards, by the way. As you guys know, we put all the cards up that we've received from you guys over the years, over the past 4 years. We've put all of them up. 3 years. This is year 4 that you guys have been getting to enjoy Christmas with us. And I did scratch myself. Dang it. I knew that I did. And I don't know why I have fluid buildup today. I honestly don't know why. I feel so dehydrated, yet I've got a pocket of fluid on my neck. And it's only to the front today. It's not at the sides, which is really creepy. Oh, great. Sorry, guys. I didn't leave, I promise. It's my encoding software keeps crashing, and I don't know why it keeps crashing. Yes, we have Instagram still, Samantha. Felicia! Ooh, I love your little picture. It's a butterfly. That's a pretty one. OBS is having serious attitude problems. And I don't know why it keeps doing it. Like, I honestly do not know why OBS keeps on doing that. I want to scream when it does this because it just drives me crazy. We had this problem on our live stream on Twitch, and I wanted to scream because OBS was being dumb. Yeah, dogs have a habit of that. Today what I'm going to do is I've cleared our dining room space again. I was going to keep the little table in our kitchen, but it seems to take up, first of all, it takes up too much space. That our kitchen's small. And so I'm going to bring it back out into the dining space now that I've cleared up that area from the desk. I knew that my desk being out there probably wasn't going to last very long. We did get our internet lines corrected, seeing as we were having serious issues with our internet. And I kept thinking, okay, well, I can't have the desk in my room if that's going to keep happening. Well, they came in and they corrected it. So that's worked out. That's fixed. So now I can have my desk back in here. And then, of course, the cat. Everybody's doing really good. Thank you, my two favorite colors. Yes, that's a beautiful color. So Godric is, of course, Godric. I love him. Please, people, don't get me wrong. But he's also a huge nuisance. I love him. He is just there's times where he is so freaking cute. You just want to squeeze him and love him. But 90% of the time, you just want to, make him disappear because he drives you crazy. Tonks is getting old, you guys. He is much slower moving now. He kind of is before he was extremely active and whatnot. Now he will get bursts of energy, run around and get crazy. But for the most part, he's kind of really laid back now. He just kind of takes each day by just resting, and he loves, now that the weather has gotten colder, he loves laying outside in the backyard where the sun is beaming down. He gets right into a nice, good spot where the sun is coming down, and he just enjoys it. And I love that. I love seeing him enjoy just taking in the sun. Tonks turned 6. Godric just turned 2. And right now, as it is, we're having a lot of trouble with him. He's definitely much better at being touched. He doesn't jump from you anymore or snap at you if you touch him. But he's at a point now where we've been ticketed because he won't stop barking. Which is one of my things I can't stand about people's dogs is when you have a dog that just doesn't shut up, that barks and barks and barks for absolutely no reason. And we had that problem when we first moved in here with Princess, doing it all night long. Well, I kennel Godric at night to make him go to sleep because he won't sleep. If you let Godric out like you do Tonks, he won't lay down and go to sleep. He will pace, he will get into everything, he will bark all night inside the house. If you kennel him at night, he stops. He will actually sleep the whole night if you put him in a kennel. Yeah. And so he's at a point now where all day long we're having to lock him inside the house and only let him out to go to the bathroom a couple of times. But that also means that he's stuck inside of a small space. Because otherwise, if he's outside, he barks at everything. Not only does he bark at everything, but he digs these massive holes and gets himself bit over and over again. So he's now been bitten by stung by 2 scorpions, bitten by ants all over his face. He has been stung by bees. He's been attacked by hornets because he won't leave the dang hornet's nest areas alone. He has been attacked by another dog because he got under our fence and into the next yard and got into a dog fight. He's literally one of those dogs where you're just like, could you take a moment and chill? But he doesn't. Okay, talk to you later, Sam. Have a good day. But yeah, so we're at a point now where it's he's confined all the time. And I hate that. However, we made a choice to take him in, and I love him. Oh my God, when I first got him, he stole my heart, and I just adored him. And then, of course, we got him neutered, which now I've always been a firm believer in spaying and neutering your pets. He's the first animal I ever regret neutering. I would never regret getting an animal spayed or neutered. However, I absolutely regret it now with him. The cats got fixed. We didn't have any problems with them. Tonks got neutered, no problems. All my pets have always been spayed and neutered. Godric's my first experience with an animal who had a traumatic experience during his during his neuter. Yeah, my dog is a pain in the butt. Jennifer Curtis, thank you. Yeah, he really is. Like, I love him, and I would love that if he would, I don't know what it would be that we need him, other than for him to, if he could act a little more like Tonks, who has the ability, like, if Tonks goes outside and he sees something or someone, and he does, like, this initial, like, warning, one loud noise, bark. And if I come out and I look, he'll bark and come in to see if I'm going to come look. If I come look and I go, it's okay, Tonks leaves it alone. He doesn't bother them. He doesn't even go near the fence. He lets the people do what they're going to do. Godric goes insane. Like, insane. He goes to the point where he tries to get under the fence to anybody that's in the yard behind us. That's those people's yards. They own that property. He has no business going after them. And it's like, I want to cry sometimes. Oh yeah, I'm allergic to latex. That sucks, Michaela. Getting allergic to latex and stuff, like finding out you're allergic to it sucks. Especially because there's a lot of places that use latex. But yeah, so Godric is definitely a pain in the butt. And it sucks too because there's no way we could ever rehome him. He is not nice with other people at all. Even my kids' friends come over and he wants, like, it's so weird to describe it. He wants your attention, but he also, if you try to give him your attention, he will bite you for doing so. He's very confused. Yeah, he was extremely traumatized. It's been 2 years now that we've been working with him, getting him through that. And we thought for sure at some point he would realize that nobody was going to hurt him. But it's like ingrained in him. And so, yeah, he has never been the same since. Like, at all. My puppy that loved to be on your lap and cuddle, like, if you look back at the vlogs before we got him neutered, he would be right in your lap. He played and he ran and he jumped with everybody. We have videos of him, like, licking Sarah like crazy. He would get on her belly and he would climb up on her chest and he'd lick her face. And he would sleep curled up right next to you. He'd climb in your lap. I have another video where he climbed up on me and was, like, attacking my sweater because I had little baubles on my sweater. And he was just a very fun, energetic, loving puppy who just enjoyed playtime. We have videos of him playing with Lily. I mean, just an awesome dog, right? Like, you knew he was going to be a great dog. And then we got him neutered and he yelped all the time. Like, you can see it in the videos. He yelped all the time. He wouldn't let you pick him up. He'd freak out if you tried to touch him. I mean, it was so sad to see him like that. He was terrified. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So we worked slowly with him and we've been working with him, but he still hasn't gotten past the fact of if you try to touch him. Like, every now and again, he will be sleepy enough that he'll come and lay down next to you and you can pet him. But it has to be when he's in a really, like, exhausted state. So he'll come over and he'll want to play with you. He'll bring you his toy, which he wants you to throw for him. But don't touch him. If you touch him or reach down to pet him, he will snap at you. He will practically take fingers off. We know this about him. Like, the three of us are very aware of it. Jay's very aware of it. But other people that don't know him don't realize that they can't pet him. So when the kids' friends come over, we have to lock him up. Like, he has to be locked up. We're losing frame rate again. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. Right? Wouldn't that be nice if there was a therapy to help him out? sexy. Sorry, but I have a whole Twitch fam. And OBS is crashed. Why is it doing that? Why are you doing that, OBS? Apply. Let's give it some more juice here. Let's see if we can get it running. Can we stop blinking like we're going crazy? Hi, Allie. If OBS would cooperate, Allie, we could have a totally good face. I don't know what it's doing. And apparently OBS are apparently... Oh my gosh, I just opened... Why did it open Discord? That is not what I wanted to do. Oh, lordy. See, it's borked. It's borked. Quit. No. Quit. OBS is broken. It is so dumb. Is it working good for you now? I don't know. For me, it's all messed up. So I have no idea. I'm going to go in here and see if I can't get my output correct. This was the other thing they said. Okay, let's see here. And then what did they say to do with this? I don't know. We'll check. We're going to try that. Let's see what that does. Is that going to... Is that going to really mess it up, or is that going to fix it? Maybe not.
See you later, okay?
All right, take it easy.
I'm just
Behave
gonna
out
walk around
there.
like a buttload of places.
Okay.
Just like almost everywhere.
Okay.
So, love you.
Love you too. Yep, get him.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
Love you. Be good.
I'm gonna carry my knife on me.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this encoder. I have never, ever, and get this, when I stream later in the evening, like if I go and I stream in the evening, no problem. It's almost like OBS has a morning issue. No, it didn't, Allie. This is, whenever I try to stream earlier in the day, nothing. It's so horrible. He's just going to go out. Taylor's been doing job search and stuff like that, so he's been out during the day. This has got to be horrible for you guys. There's no way this is not horrible quality for you guys. It is so bad on my end. So I have no idea what it looks like on your end. Like, it just literally quit. We dropped all of our frames. Are you kidding me right now? Oh yeah, Allie, we have our turkey and everything. Like, I've got everything ready. Yeah, OBS is not a morning person. There's no reason for it to keep doing this. Right? Like, I don't know if you guys are getting, like, if I'm moving on the screen or if it looks like what I'm seeing, which is like little jumpy, crazy bits. I mean, is it smooth running on your end, or does it look like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I wonder if I get out my iPad and look and see if it... One second. I'm going to try something. Give me 1 second. Let me open this up and see what it does. Okay. No problem, Michaela. Take it easy. Get some rest too. I'm going to try something right quick. Open up thing. I just want the chat. What is going on with this? Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the chat box? Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Bring this over there. Whoa. I didn't quite expect that. That was a bit much. Okay. I was like, whoa. All right, we're going to try it right here. We closed everything else out. We're going to have the stream right here in front of me. So let me know how that looks. Right now, it still looks like it's about to crash again. It just keeps giving me, like, it keeps going into red light, so I don't know what's going on with it. Let's see here. So it looks good. Okay, well that's important. I want to make sure that it actually, even when it's going red on me on this end, if it's still smoothly moving for you guys. Okay, thank you, Allie. Thank you. But I will be Twitch streaming today. I'm going to be baking more bread and stuff like that. I made a batch yesterday that did not come out the way I wanted it to. I think I may have kneaded it too much. And so it was a bit on the tougher side. So when the bread set and started to cool, it was definitely not, I was not happy with it. So, yeah. Yeah, well, right now I have on here anyway, it has already frozen on us a couple times before you came in. But it's usually also this time of day for some reason. But yeah, Allie, as I was saying earlier, I have a 22-pound turkey. Yeah, we have a 22-pound turkey. This thing is huge. And the cool part is because I shop at the same place all the time, we got several coupons. And one of those coupons is if you spent a certain amount, you got $50 off your order. And so pretty much got my turkey for free because we bought the turkey, all the fixings, all the stuff to make homemade breads. I bought pumpkins and stuff like that to do homemade pumpkin bread. So I have all this stuff that I did for making all of Thanksgiving dinner. And by the end of it, I had spent over a certain amount. So I think I had spent the over $80 amount. And so I got $50 off my order. So I spent I think I spent like $32 total for all of our Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, it was pretty awesome because not only did I have the $50 off coupon, but I also had coupons for several things to take money off of several things. So we ended up walking away with like $32 in spending for all of our Thanksgiving. So up at the farm. And then we always pardon a turkey too and take it to a sanctuary. Aww. Counterintuitive. But you know what? Think about it. I look at it this way. Pardoning a turkey is awesome, first of all. Hi, Chris. Pardoning a turkey is awesome for one big reason is, one, you want them to continue populating so that we can continue enjoying them. But also, it's where you're thankful for what you are able to receive, and therefore you should give in return. And I think that giving an equal return is nice. So taking one of those turkeys to a sanctuary allows it to not have to ever worry about being on the butcher block. At least I would hope at some point that its meat would be honored. We're all doing great. See, there you go. Here's the thing. We have our Thanksgiving plan for tomorrow for all of our stuff. And then my aunt is throwing a big Thanksgiving dinner on Friday with all the family. So there's like 20 of us coming. A great family tradition. Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I have a question for you, Allie. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's great too. However, I would hope that even at the no-kill ones, when the turkeys are old enough, where you know that they're old, that they would be honored at least. That they wouldn't die and then be just, left as nothing. You know what I mean? Like, honor them, take care of them, feed them, keep them nice and healthy, make sure that they're loved and taken care of, and then honor them when that time comes. I know that when I was younger, anyway, my aunts and uncle, back in the day anyway, they had raised turkeys and stuff like that. And when they would butcher, they would always use the feathers. Always. Like, all the feathers got made into different headgear and head dressings and stuff like that for the local, like, tribe members. And so it was always so neat to see the outcome of the costumes and the gear that they made. I shouldn't say costumes. It's not a costume. It's like traditional wear. And it was gorgeous. So, question for you, Allie, and I don't know. They live happy turkey lives. Have you ever gone wild turkey hunting? Have you guys ever caught and eaten wild turkey? Because there is such a difference between farm-raised turkeys and, like, wild turkeys. Like, a huge difference. And I wasn't sure if you've ever tried it. Wild turkey, to me, if I could go out and get a wild turkey every year versus buying one at the store, I totally would. Wild turkey is so much better. Yeah, it does sound like a beautiful idea, right? Once they get past a certain age, the meat is no good, though. Yeah, I know, and that's sad. Which is good. That is good. At least they're honoring the turkey. In some form, honoring it. And I know that, like, the meat definitely isn't good for, say, human consumption, but it could be good for other, like, animal consumption. So I think that it would be good to use to maybe make dog food with, or send those carcasses up to make, animal products with. That would be good. Oh my gosh, yes, Allie. Holy cow. You guys have done wild hen? Oh, I am jealous. Deer and wild boar. Boar is amazing. I have a question for you. Okay, good. They do use it for dog food. See, there we go. And maybe even cat food too. I have eaten buffalo. I don't know if anybody else has eaten buffalo. But if I had to pick a meat, other than fish, because I don't count fish as a meat, but it is. But fish is my favorite. If I had to pick a meat that I could absolutely add to my diet every part of the year, would be buffalo. It is so good. And use the bones for science classes. Oh, nice. See, that's good then. That means they are honoring them. Even if they're at a no-kill sanctuary, they still honor the bird at the end of its life. And that, to me, is so important. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, my gosh. See, I can't eat deer. And it has nothing to do with the fact of how it tastes or any of that, because it tastes amazing. I had a seriously terrifying incident as a kid, and it just broke my heart. And so I've decided never to touch deer again after that. Though it would probably be stupid of me to think that way. At some point I probably would eat it again. But every time I think about it, though, I always get that same image in my head, and it just is horrible. Buffalo burgers, yes. Would pick ostrich. Really? I've never had ostrich. Though I have had ostrich egg. And Allie, you obviously have. Ostrich egg is so rich and full of flavor. Oh my gosh. It is so, it's a heavy food. If you eat ostrich egg, you're going to be full, and it's really high in calorie, but it's so good. Yeah, I don't eat deer. I had to seriously, we were out when I was a kid. I was in foster care a lot when I was a kid. And I think I may have discussed that on here. I may not have. I grew up a lot in foster care. I was in the system a lot growing up. And one of the families we lived with was the White Sox family. And we went out, and we went with them up into Big Bear, and they went hunting. One of the guys was new at it, was totally new at it, and wasn't, I guess you'd say, he illegally, because you're not allowed to hunt does during certain season. And he shot a doe, and they brought her back in the back of a truck. I remember when they got her back, one of the guys was yelling at somebody. We came out. They were all yelling in Spanish. The family we lived with spoke Spanish. They came out, were screaming at him. Everybody was freaking out, and we came running out. I'm just little at the time. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. We came out trying to figure out what they were doing. And as we came out, they were slicing this female doe open. And they were in a panic. Like, these guys were in a panic. Pulled out a baby deer. They pulled out a fawn out of her, realizing she was pregnant when she was shot. But she was still, like, alive when they got her, like, but not in good condition alive, but not savable. But she was still breathing. And they cut this baby out of her, and slid it over to the side of the truck. And I remember watching this, and I am a huge animal lover, and it freaked me out. They didn't use the meat, by the way. They ended up calling someone, because it was not an intentional shooting. Like, he didn't intend to shoot this beautiful female deer. He was new at it. He wasn't paying attention, and she ended up getting caught in his crosshairs in the shooting. But it was terrifying. It was terrifying to see the whole incident play out. When they got her back, they called people, got the fawn out of her. Now, I honestly don't know if the fawn lived or not. People came out, and, like, the fish and game wardens came out, and they took the fawn. When they took it, it was kicking and moving. So I'm not sure if it was old enough to be out, or if it survived being out, or if somebody took it to a sanctuary and hand-fed it. I don't know. But the mother deer, the wardens ended up executing her. Like, I guess you'd say, put her out of her misery. They ended up putting her down, and took her out also. And that evening, while we were out there, the buck that they did get, which was permitted, they skinned it and everything else out there. So I did watch that get done. But I refused after that to touch deer. I just wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, by taste, veal is by far the best, but just can't think about it. It's the most amazing meat. You just have to make sure you know where it comes from and that it died with dignity. Absolutely, right? Oh, yeah, we're doing big Thanksgiving plans, Pallavi. Had a friend that hit a deer. Oh, my gosh, yeah, and totaled their car. I think deer meat is disgusting. I don't think it is. I mean, I've had deer meat prior to that. I've always thought it was really good. Quail eggs are really good. Really? You eat them raw? I've never done that. I've thought about it, but I never did it. But quail is really good. Here's the thing, and this is going to sound super funny. When I was younger, and I used to go out to my uncle's property, we used to go and kill quail using a blow dart. Because, of course, as anybody knows, quail are frigging fast. And a gunshot would make them run off. Like, you would lose pretty much the entire pack. But if you use a blow dart, it's quiet. And when one falls, they all kind of like freeze up and look like what's going on, and you get more targets. That sounds horrible, but when you've got a big family of like 5 kids, and at that time I think we had 4 adults out there, 5 adults out there, you want to be able to make sure you catch enough. And it was always nice to be able to do that during quail season. So much fun to do, and they're easy to catch if you use a dart. What the heck? Come on. This is horrible. Let's see if it even comes back up. Gonna work? Okay. Is it gonna come back up? Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. It just keeps doing that to me. So let's look here. You're hanging with your family. That's awesome, Chris. So Felicia says, by the funny But the funny part is my Grammy talked me into eating it by making it into burgers, and I loved it so much that the only way. That's so funny, Felicia. You're like, I don't know. That sounds so sad. It was terrifying. My cat was freaking saved from a meat market. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. I know, it's so sad when you think about it. Like, especially because we've always associated them as domesticated household pets. Don't deer eat grass? Chris, they eat way more than that. Deers eat things like berries and like tree bark and things off the land, of course. So they eat moss and they eat grasses, they eat flowers. They eat a lot of, like, they eat vegetation. And certain areas, if you go to certain areas and you hunt certain deer, you're going to have some meats that taste sweeter. You're going to have some meats that taste what people call gamey. But it all depends on where you're hunting. So yeah. We are actually cooking here at the house. I'm going to be doing a big cooking, a lot of cooking throughout the day. And then we're also going to be doing, going to my aunt's for Thanksgiving on Friday. She's doing a big Thanksgiving thing on Friday. On sushi. Sushi's your favorite? Yeah, oh my gosh. Nuh-uh. So a raw quail egg on rice. I'm going to have to try that because I love sushi. And if I love sushi, I see no reason why I wouldn't love something like a raw egg. Now, I won't eat raw chicken egg because, first of all, that's not safe anyway because of issues with like salmonella and stuff like that. But are the babies you're sitting for? Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, Allie, the littlest one. Like, remember I was talking about when I wanted to have another baby? I get to enjoy that right now with this little baby. Like, she's only 3 months old. And the other two are 1.5 and 3. The 3-year-old she'll be 4 in, what did her mom say? I've got to make sure I got to get their birth months right. Is the 1.5-year-old's in April? And the other one in, I think the 3-year-old will be 4 in April. The 1.5-year-old, her birthday will be coming up. She's going to be 2 in, I think her birthday is in June. And then the new one, she just turned 3 months. Like, just turned 3 months. So, yeah, oh my God. She's so precious. And she's such a good sleeper. She only wakes up, like her mom says, she literally only wakes up twice at night. That's it. Like 2 times. Hi. I think that's Shaheen. Shaheen the boy. Did I say that right? Please tell me I didn't butcher that. Shaheen the boy. Yeah, I am so in love with these little girls. They're all girls, by the way. This mother has all girls. The 4-year-old, she's super, she's so smart. She's smart and she's fun. Like, I miss that we don't get to have them during the day now because they are, by the time they get here, the 3-month-old and the 1.5-year-old are crashed out. Like, out. Their mom gets them into bed right around 7:30, 8 o'clock. We don't get them until 9. They get dropped off here at 9. So mom gets them all like tuckered out and into their car seats. And then she brings them that way. Like, her littlest one still fits inside of an infant. Like, her middle one, the 1.5-year-old, she's still, when she brings her here, she's in an infant car seat. Because she's still small enough to fit in it. They're tiny little people. And so, the 4-year-old, though, she keeps her awake. And we put, she's, for the most part, by the time she gets here, she's, ready to crash out. And she's such a good girl. I just have the cot set up for her. And she climbs in and she tells me, Miss Mary, thank you. And she goes to sleep. She curls up and she goes to sleep. And then the little one, we get the playpen out for her and she's out. So her mom transfers her out of the car seat into the playpen and she's done. She's out for the night. And then the baby, we just leave her in the car seat until she wakes up, which she usually wakes up about 10 o'clock. Her mom's she falls asleep at about 7:30 and she wakes up for her next feeding at 10, which I don't count that as part of her night wake up. Like her mom said, that's usually not what she counts. She counts the other 2. So she wakes up about usually right around 3 a.m. and then again at around 6 a.m. And then she falls back to sleep and she's asleep until 9 a little after 9. That was her mom's description. But for me, she wakes up 10 and then 3, and then their mom picks them up at 6. So they're so, oh my God, they're so cute. But the baby, when she gets dropped off, they drop them off at 9, and for the hour that she's here before her first wake up, she's in, like, we let her stay in her car seat. Of course, most people be like, that's not healthy. It's fine as long as you're with them. You keep an eye on them, you know they're breathing fine. And then when she wakes up and she does her feeding, then I lay her in the bassinet, which I have the little portable bassinet. Not ours, but the one her mom brings. So we just pop that open, and I set it right on my bed. And so she sleeps right on my bed next to me. So that way she's right there within arm's reach, and I have her warmer, a warmer that I purchased and have here. So it's plugged in next to my bed. And then all I do is just open her ice chest up and grab one of her bottles and stick it in the warmer. And her mom usually brings 4 bottles, though she never ever eats all 4. But she brings 4 just in case, because babies go through growth spurts. And we pop those into the warmer and warm it up, and she lays back, and I feed her at 3 a.m. and she goes right back to sleep. Like, literally, she's so easy. She's like how Sarah was as a baby. 2 wake-ups through the night and right back to sleep. Sarah would sleep until 9, 10 o'clock the next morning and then be up and take another really good nap at about 11. And then she would sleep for like 2 hours, and she would get up and she would be awake for probably a good 4 hours and then sleep another 2. And then, like, Sarah was such a good baby. Oh my God. Sarah is in love with this little one. She sits with her. I usually let Sarah do the 10 o'clock feeding because that's just like, I couldn't tell her no. You know what I mean? Like, she adores these little people. And when they were here during the day, it was so much nicer because the little one was awake more. But then again, she's only 3 months old. She's not like awake. She's awake, but, for the most part, she's kind of like, okay. And the cool part is, of course, during the daytime, I would baby wear her. I wouldn't let Sarah do that as much as she would have loved to. The only thing is, of course, heaven forbid if Sarah had a seizure while wearing the baby. That would be terrible. But during the day, I would baby wear her, and just, it's like my baby fix. So I can enjoy her, and then they go home with their mom, and I get my whole day to myself now. So I could talk about them all day. They're so cute. So I miss, though, having the daytime with the 3-year-old. She is so smart, and we did little activities, and so I bought like this whole thing of activity stuff. But their mom and I talked, and I hope we'll get to do some fun things during the actual, like, their mom's day off, and they'll be able to come over during the daytime. We've kind of hit it off, and we've got to talking and stuff. And her daughter loves me, her oldest one. Little one's not like, she's the middle one, I should say. Little one doesn't know any different. But the middle one, she's more reserved. She's a very quiet little person. She likes to be held. She wants you to hold her a lot. But the 3-year-old, she wants to be involved in stuff. So she loves when you sit down with her and do activities. She loves finger paintings. She's really good at writing her name. Like, really good for a 3-year-old writing her name. Well, she'll be 4 in June, or in April. So 3.5. Yeah, she's about 3.5. And so she is really good already at writing her name, which is really a good thing because school starts for her when she'll turn 4 in April. School gets out in May for all the other kids. And then when school comes back in session in August, she'll start preschool. So she's going to be well ready for preschool. Yeah, the middle child. The middle one. She's so reserved. Like, she's so quiet. And you would think for a 1.5-year-old, almost 2, like, she'll be 2 in June. You would think, so she's a little bit younger than 1.5, but you would think that she would be like most, you would think she'd be like most 1.5-year-olds, like full of energy. She's reminds me so much of Sarah. Like, all her girls are very, the oldest one, though, she definitely is very talkative. She wants to be involved. She wants to know what you're doing. She wants to help you out all the time. And then you've got, like, Sarah was like that, but not talkative. Sarah was a very quiet kid. but then you've got the middle one and the littlest one. The littlest one is really mellow like Sarah. She's a very quiet baby. She doesn't cry very often. Like very rarely, even during the daytime we had her, she didn't feel the need to cry. The 1.5-year-old, she's just very reserved. She's very quiet. She will take a toy and she'll find something and she'll sit down on the living room floor and play with it. Like, you don't have to, like, confine her or put her in a playpen or anything when you're trying to do stuff, because she's not going to go anywhere. She just sits there and plays. Like, you give her a thing of puzzles to do, which, by the way, are her favorite things. She loves those little puzzle blocks that have, like, the little, little people puzzles that have the little pins on the top so they can move them. She loves those. Not very good at them yet, but she loves them. They're, like, her favorite things. She'll pull all of them out, and then she'll set them back all on top, and then you just turn them into she'll put them where the right location is, but she can't quite get them worked in. So you turn them just right so they drop in for her, and you've made her day. She can do it all over again. Shaheen, I've done daycare like for forever. Also, I have 2 kids of my own. So, well, mine aren't little anymore. Mine are teenagers. But I have been providing childcare since, I've been a registered childcare provider since 2009. And so, yeah, I've been doing it for years. And I took time away from it to go back to school. And I've got the time in my schedule now where I wasn't able to work at the school anymore because I did work for the high school. And since I can't do that anymore, since I have to make sure that Sarah has someone providing for her, childcare seemed the right route. And going back to it has been so rewarding. I wish I'd never left it. Like, I'm at a point where I'm like, why did I ever, like, not continue doing childcare? I mean, when I went back to school, that's great. But when I ended up needing to take employment, why I didn't decide to go straight back into childcare, I don't know. But I'm loving it. Really? Yeah, see, that's the difference, Felicia. Doing babysitting for friends and family is totally different than if you are a childcare provider. Like, I'm paid to do this. Not only am I paid to do this, I'm paid fairly decent to do it. But the biggest thing is that what I'm doing isn't babysitting. I'm providing childcare. Like, now I'm doing evening care, which means that their kids are going to be under my protection through the evening so that they can work during the night. But for me, when I have them during the day, there's activities scheduled. Being with me during the day is a planned program. So when you're doing actual child care versus just babysitting for a friend, it's totally different. So when they come here during the daytime, we have a table set up. It's got activities set out. We have a plan of, this is the time that we're going to do this. We're going to do this at this time. There's lunch times. Why does it keep... I don't understand why it keeps crashing. Hey, OBS, get your crap together. Hello. Oh my gosh, this thing. Hopefully that worked. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go back through here. Okay, so here we go. Jennifer, sound like you got it easy for babysitting. I absolutely scored an easy set this time. But then again, I've never had issues with any childcare. Even when I babysat my cousin's twins, like actually because I was signed up with the state of California. So she went back to work and she needed childcare, and I accepted taking them in for childcare. And of course, they were brand new, like, gosh, 9 weeks old, 10 weeks old. And so I took in my cousin's 2 little ones, Nikolai and Vegas. And gosh, I had them for a year and a half, 2 years almost. And even when we had like the moments where Nick was, he's still the same way. He's a very obnoxious little man. We never had any real big issues. Like, it was very easy to rein him in and distract him and bring him into an activity whenever he really did get kind of upset. He was reminding me of Taylor. Taylor, when he was little, was very quick to become, 0 to 60. And Nick was that same way. But being that I had already dealt with Taylor in that manner, I knew exactly how to handle when Nick would go into that. And one of the biggest things is always having set activities. If you have a nice schedule and they know what to expect, most kids, not all, most kids do very, very well when they know that there's structure, when they know that, okay, well, I have this, this is coming and it's not a surprise. And that's important. No, Allie, they definitely were not scared to sleep at any location, and here's why. With the girls, being that they were with me during the daytime for, 5 weeks? So during 5 weeks of we've had them during the day. So they knew my house and they knew who I was. They've taken naps here during the daytime. And so being brought here at night, the 2 little ones were already asleep. So when they got dropped off, they were just put straight into whatever bed that we had here, which we had the playpen and then the bassinet that the mom brought, the portable one that goes on your bed. So the infant is used to that portable bed. So it wasn't like it was a different bed. When they wake up, they're in a very familiar place, somewhere that they've been. Normally, by the time mom gets here, we are like, they're not even, like I should say, the 3-month-old's the only one that is actually like awake when mom gets here. That's the normal the 6 a.m. feeding. She does her bottle at that time. But the 18-month-old is still crashed out, and the 3-year-old is like, just like when you can wake her up and mom will get her up and get her into the car. This is a familiar environment. So I think that if it was if it was reversed and they were coming here for the first time to go to bed at night, I think it may have been a little bit different for the 4-year-old, because she really wouldn't have had a chance to know me, and then I'm expecting her to lay down and go to sleep in my home. But it's different. They'd already been here for 5 weeks during the daytime, so it was nice. Did this thing not go? Okay. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Oh, okay. Yeah, and see, and like I said, like, if you're doing it and you're getting paid to do it, don't ever feel like you're getting used. Especially if you're getting paid, like, the proper, like, state, like, go through your state information before you decide to open up a childcare. One, also make sure you're licensed. I think being licensed allows you to have your safety net. It'll also allow you to know what the rules and regulations for your state are. And this way you know what you can and cannot do as a child care provider. But if you're doing it as, as a nice gesture, even though they're going to pay you something, but they're not paying you fairly for the amount that they're using you, then that's different. You can definitely feel overwhelmed doing that. Question. I may be in Scottsdale in January or February. Scottsdale. No, it's not. It's actually, I mean, it is, but it's not. It's not much further than going into Phoenix. So it's in the Phoenix area, if I'm correct, right? I think Scottsdale's in the Phoenix area. So it's about a 4-hour drive for us. A 3.5, 4-hour drive. Stephanie Moore, I miss you guys. Yeah, I know. You guys, I want to do more of this stuff. Here's the thing that I thought about doing, if you guys are up for it. But then again, most of you are probably going to be with family, and I would prefer that you be with family anyway. But I may do a bunch of live stream tomorrow while preparing Thanksgiving dinner. We may have the laptop set up in the living room area, so that way we can just hang out with everybody while we're doing all of our Thanksgiving preparations. Just kind of have like, a setup to where everybody can just see what we're doing throughout the day while we're here. Even if we have little arguments or banters or spat at each other, you guys can be a part of it. Because let me tell you what, I do get frustrated during the time that I'm cooking and if people aren't cooperating. One of the biggest things is today we are going to do an entire clean out of the kitchen. I'm really strict about that. Every year before Thanksgiving, I clean the entire kitchen out. Restock the pantry, make sure everything is organized so I know right where everything is. So when I get ready to start my cooking preparations, everything is easy to get to. I also wash every single dish in the house, even if it doesn't need it, I wash it anyway. Everything gets a good cleaning because we live in the desert, so things get dust. And I want everything to come out beautifully. So today's going to be that day. We will be doing, all the cleanup today. Oh, gross. I just had a big rush of heartburn. Everyone I have agreed to babysit for said they would pay me but didn't. It's not really about the money, but to me, people should do what they say, or at least honest. They couldn't even do that. Yeah, and that's the thing. Here's my thing. I get paid before. So never ever do I provide care without previous payment. Not only that, but because I am registered with the state pays me for this mom. Not always. That's not always going to happen. But this mother that I'm watching the children for, she qualified for state assistant childcare. So I get paid by the state at the beginning of the month to cover any costs that need to go into providing care. So I get that one, and then I get the regular one at the end of the month, which is for providing care. So I get one check at the start, which is to make sure that we have all the means for the kids. So anything that the kids may need while they're here. So any kind of foods or artwork, like supplies, childcare supplies. So we get that. It's not a lot, but it's enough that we know that we're going to get paid by the state at the end of the month. So I think that's why I said, if you're going to do it, 1, be licensed. 2, make sure that you know the rules and regulations of your state. Because there are some states where childcare cannot be provided in your own home. So, for the state of Arizona, thank goodness, and California both, you can provide care in your home, but it has to be approved. So for us, we had them come in, they did an inspection of the house. It had to be considered a safe living space, a safe providing space. And so we had to go through all of that. Giving it up because they say I'm good at it. Exactly. And that's the thing. If you go, especially like, I don't know exactly where you live, Felicia, but I do know that if you're in the United States anyway, if you go to your local Department of Economic Services, or other people used to call it the welfare office anyway, you can go into those places and they have a family services center. If you go to the family services center, you can go in and you get a child care packet. And you let them know that you're interested in providing child care for local families. And what they will do is you fill out all the paperwork. They'll run all your information, do your fingerprints, do your background check, all of that. And then they will approve you as somebody who is, not a criminal. And then they'll have your information in the system, of course, because you'll get fingerprinted. But then what they'll do is, if you're going to provide it from out of your home, they'll come in, they'll do a home inspection, make sure everything is safe and that the environment is child friendly. And then what they'll do is they'll put your name on a list of, once you pass everything, then you'll be certified. And then what they'll do is they put your name on a list to let people know, let other families know when they come into the family services area that there are providers available. Here in Arizona, I'm allowed, because I'm doing it from my home, I'm allowed 4 children. But right now, the person I'm providing for is only got 3, which is great. If somebody else needs a child care as well, that one person can come in. But they would only have to have 1 child. So I can only take on 1 more kid. Shona, hey. Yeah, I know. Last time I knew I wasn't a criminal. So as long as you pass everything for your state, it's super easy to get it done. As long as you are an honest person. Like, there are people that should never be given childcare licensing. I've met a couple of them. They should never be given a license. And so that's the whole point of why these people come in and check everything. They're a lot more strict now than they used to be. I'm doing good, Shona. How are you? We are ready to, as a group, we're ready to shoot OBS because it keeps on crashing. So the stream keeps cutting like I've ended it, even though I haven't. And I have to keep restarting OBS. So I talked with Jay yesterday, by the way, you guys. He's doing pretty good. I'm a little concerned because he has dropped quite a bit of weight. So his biggest thing, though, like the doctor said, is his eating or lack thereof. So we're pushing him to eat more. But I can understand. Chemo doesn't make you feel too good, and it's really hard to eat. At first, he was really strict about eating and making himself eat. But it's also got to the point now where when he does eat, he doesn't feel all that great, and it makes him feel worse than if he just doesn't eat. And so he is just started taking in like Ensure to try to help out with that, to calm his stomach, which seems to be working. So I told him to ask his doctor if he could start taking in Boost, the very high calorie like Taylor was drinking. And he said he never even thought of that. And he likes those. He's had one of Taylor's. And he's like, those ones are actually good. And so I told him, I said, well, I'll talk to your doctor about it. Those ones have way more calories in it, and you can probably put your weight back on. And so he's going to talk with them about that. But that was what we talked about yesterday. But we looked into... No point in lying or... Yeah, exactly. There's no point in lying or being fake to people. So we talked yesterday, and what we're doing is he emailed me a list. I'm going to build my own computer. We went online together yesterday while we were talking, and we were looking at computers and the cost difference between just building myself a computer capable of gaming as well as streaming, building one or buying one that's already pre-built. And we found that, one, he's a genius when it comes to computer building. But also he, for some reason, every time, because he builds them just for a hobby, like he builds computers just as a hobby. So he always finds super good deals on motherboards and CPUs and all that stuff. So what he's looking into is for me to build an AMD computer. So that's what we're looking into. We're doing an AMD, or AMD, not IMD, an AMD not a 10. He said a 10. We're going to do the 10, which is a really nice fast processor. It's equivalent to an i7. So that's what we're going to do. Misty, hi! Happy Thanksgiving! So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I have never built a computer from the ground up. I have replaced pieces and added stuff to computers, but I've never like built one from the ground up. So the cool part is he and I, we Skype. And so he said when I start getting my pieces and parts in, he's going to Skype with me, and he's going to kind of help talk me through building it. So that way we can get me, and I've already got a tower. We know that my motherboard that's in there is definitely way too old to order stuff from. So we're doing, of course, fresh from scratch. My power supply is good. I don't have to worry about the power supply on it. It's a fairly new power supply on that tower. But we're going to go through the whole thing and get it all set up so we can start streaming, and hopefully with having a stronger computer, stronger system, OBS will work. And here's the kicker, guys, and I just learned this when Jay and I were talking yesterday. Just realized you've moved location. Yeah, had to. Bella peed all over my computer. She hates anything that's plugged in. It bothers her. And so because I had the wires blocked from her, she ended up trying to pull the thing down that I had over the back of the computer. And because she couldn't get it off of there, she peed all over it. And I was like, oh, no, you don't. I don't need my computer. This is my only computer that's running that I did not need her to ruin. So I had to wash my computer. Thank goodness I just got that one, like, spray that you can use to get, like, the scent of animal urine out of things. And I had to clean the whole back of my computer because she urinated all down the back of it. And it's a all-in-one, like, desktop. So she climbed up onto the thing that I had sitting up there, and she just peed all over the... Your phone cut out until now? Oh, no. That sucks. But yeah, so I moved right here. I'm literally right inside the doorway of my room. But we finally got the ISP guy here, and they changed out our lines. So we have new lines in the house. They just changed all the lines around here to fiber optic. And which is why we kept having issues with why everything kept dropping off and why we weren't getting any internet service. So they changed the lines. So we have all new lines running right here in my room. We do have a brand new box, which we got last week. So the box is brand new, got a brand new line in, and it's running great. Like, I just did another internet test. I do it every time before we start, and I'm getting great speeds. I'm actually getting higher speeds than what I'm paying for, which is great. And he said we will, because we're on fiber optic now. Oh, excuse me. But, yeah, I would say that Tomorrow, though, we're going to do some streaming out there. So here's the thing. Jay and I were talking, and we went in and we were looking at OBS. And we have found out when they did that upgrade. Remember I told you guys when they did the update, not upgrade, the update to OBS, that's when we started. And you guys that have been watching me on Twitch, you can see the difference. If you look back at the other videos, we didn't have crashing of OBS. Like, it just didn't do that. And then when they did the update, it continuously crashes now. And so he went in and told me to go look, and we went and found all the information about OBS. And when they did their update, they require a minimum of an i3 computer, but a recommended i5 processor. My computer is an i3, which means I'm at the bare minimum to use OBS, which is such crap, because before it didn't require your CPU. It only required that you had Windows 7 or better. I have not noticed at all. So I was like, are you kidding me? Because before you could set your X264 reading so that way you could use less CPU, which I have now done. I've got it towards using less CPU. But because it's using the CPU at a higher rate, if you try to open anything else or have anything else running with OBS, it crashes it because it needs all of the i3. Like, it needs the full use of the CPU. Even though it's not using all of the CPU, I think right now it's using 20% of the CPU, which leaves another 80% that I should be able to access and, say, open a book or open up a web page. But anytime we do that, it crashes it. Fritos live. You haven't noticed at all, no. Yeah, so I now am set back up. I finally got my piano back out. I was playing on it last night. I haven't played on my piano in forever. I'm so rusty at it. I need to start doing that again. Like, I need to take time to start writing again. I haven't written music in a long while. And I think maybe I've just started finally having, like, the other day, I just keep getting tunes in my head. And I think it's about time they kind of made it out onto paper. So, you know, haven't done it in forever. Yeah, right. Not yet. I need to get back into playing again. I have not played in a really long time. But yeah, I definitely would. I would definitely love to play on stream. I think it'd be really neat. Can't play my guitar though. I haven't played guitar, first of all, in forever. Oh, OBS. What was that about? Holy cow. I have the bit rate set at 3000, right? Which I should be able to put it at 20, to be honest, because we have an upload speed of 20. But I have it set at 3000. And it literally just shot past 6 and then back down to 3. There's no reason for it to do that. Like, what was that? I don't even have it set to go past 3, and it's going way above that right now. Maybe that's why it keeps crashing, because now my CPU usage is climbing. Oh, you got to love technology. But yeah, I definitely would love to play for you guys. But my my guitar skills are not very, like, I don't have really good guitar, like, I haven't played guitar in a long time, and what little bit I do know, I learned from my uncle. But also, as I've gotten a bit older, I have really bad problems with my joints and my fingers. I don't talk about that kind of stuff, like, it's not really that important. But with having MSA, it makes it really difficult to do it. So I can still do some piano, but I definitely am not able to move my fingers the way I would like to play guitar. And because I get very sharp pains in my fingertips when I do try to play it, I've kind of tapered away from playing guitar too much. So is this stream in place of Twitch? No, not at all. I'm still going to do a Twitch stream today. That's not going to happen, though, for a few more hours. I think I'll do Twitch at about 3 because I'm going to start doing some more baking. I did some baking yesterday, and I'm very mad at the way my bread came out yesterday, so I'm doing a second attempt today. I was making cinnamon rolls and stuff for yesterday, and I am thoroughly disappointed in the way things turned out. The bread, I think I kneaded it too much, and when I was doing that, and so therefore the bread came out like too hard. And if you knead your bread too much or your dough too much, you can cause that. And I'm pretty certain I'm the cause of that. So I need to not do that so much. It needs to be less kneading. Try to keep it as fresh as possible. And then, and I think I also got too much in a rush. Bread takes a long time. How are the kids doing? They're great, actually. The kids are great. I might still be awake then. Slept a lot in the... Oh, yay. At least you're getting sleep, Shona. And it's good that you're off right now. Like, it's really good. Are you off for the whole week by doctor's orders? Because you really need to allow your body to rest and get those antibiotics in you. So I really hope you start to feel better. Oh, my eye is wandering. But yeah, I did my nails the other day, by the way. So here's... I'm actually surprised that this hand came out so good. I'd already had, as you guys know, I got my nails done before I went to TwitchCon. And I have my own acrylic kit here. So I didn't have enough money to go in and get a fill done. So I did the fill myself. So I still had my nails that were already there, but I filled them in myself and then buffered them down. And so now I have a full acrylic set again. Not back till Monday. Okay, well then definitely get as much rest as possible. But, so I did these myself. I'm actually surprised that they came out as good as they did. Like, this one's kind of a little bit far back. Like, I got a little bit too much on this back spot, but I'm okay. And then, like, those are my real nails right up with it. Like, because my nails grow so fast. But I did it myself and did my own fill. And I was actually really surprised that, because I'm ambidextrous anyway, guys. I don't know if I've really discussed that. So these ones are all done with my left hand. So I did my right hand nails. And actually it's so funny that this one is the one that came out the best out of all the nails. And it was done with my left hand. So that is pretty funny. But as you guys can hear, I do this a lot. I'm always cracking my fingers because they get super, super stiff and really sore. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome to the stream. So here's the thing, guys, and I've noticed it, and I know you guys have noticed it. No matter which medication I've gone on, doesn't matter which one, this happens every time I take it. So the new medicine, I remember talking with you guys, if you came into the other, like either my Twitch stream or my live stream that I deleted, I talked about some medical stuff that was going on with me that I hadn't, like why I had taken a step away from YouTube. But I started a new medication this week, Monday. The first day, holy crap, which is the day I did the live stream to talk with you guys about what was going on with me. I felt like I honestly felt like I was on speed or something. Like I had had way too much coffee or something. I had serious energy, huge amounts of energy. I felt like I could, clean the town. I like the color. Yeah, this is one of my favorite colors. It's like pink, but yet purple, yet blue. So when, like, depending on how the light hits it, you get like lots of different colors. Like, look at that. How pretty is that? I love it. And so today's the third day on it. Yesterday was way better because when I finally took the dose yesterday morning, I didn't get that huge, like, whoa feeling. Like, I literally felt like the first day that I took it, I literally felt like I'd had like 4 espressos, like double shot espressos. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I could just go do everything. Yesterday was so much better. I had maybe about a half an hour of that thrumming of my heart, And then that mellowed out and I felt great. I got so much done yesterday. And then today I took it and I did notice all 3 days that this pocket of fluid right here, like this comes out every time I take any kind of blood pressure medicine. Now, anybody that's watching, I have hypotension, not hyper. So my blood pressure is low, not high. So yes, I may be a chubby girl, but I'm not dealing with high blood pressure, which most people would assume because I'm on the heavier side. But I have chronic low blood pressure. Now, when I was taking the corticosteroid, I thought this pocket of fluid was because of the steroid, which causes water retention. I've learned since, after talking to my doctor, because I called her yesterday with noticing it, and I was like, what is going on? She said, well, when your blood pressure rises, because my body is so used to it being so low all the time, when it does rise, it can cause fluid buildup. Just like when you get like an injury, you'll swell, right? So your body naturally will protect it by putting fluid around the injury. So my body, when my blood pressure starts to finally come up, it's almost like it's taking a mild injury. So I get pockets of fluid. So I don't get it in just my neck, you guys. I get pockets of fluid right underneath my armpits and also right on the inner part of my thigh, which can be painful because sometimes it'll swell and be really tight. Other times it'll just be no big deal. But this, I notice it every time I take a blood pressure medicine. Now, my doctor said here very soon, once my body adjusts to this and my blood pressure stays nice and steady, and I'm taking my dose at exactly the same time every day, by the way, which I was doing with my other one too, but with this one, you take it at the exact same time every day. Even if I'm going to sleep in that day, my alarm is set, get up, take your medicine. I can start going back to working out. She's wanted me to wait at least 2 weeks, but with the fact that everything seems to finally be calming down, I may only have to wait the week to get back out and run again. She says, once I start doing my normal activity again, this should go away. This is only happening these first couple of days, she said, because I am changing my body's natural state. My body naturally wants to sit at a lower blood pressure. However, that's not good. It causes me to get very sick and it causes me to faint. And it causes where I can't do normal everyday activity. So purple's your favorite color. Ooh, nice. Purple is a really pretty color. Purple was my sister Patricia's favorite color, which is why we have this beautiful butterfly with her photograph right here. Oh, shoot, move thing. So, my face got all oily all of a sudden. You guys see how shiny my face just got? I hate that when that happens. Here's the funniest part though. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I get oily through here and right here and across my forehead. But everywhere else, like up here, is dry. Like I got really dry areas, especially my chin is always dry. But I have really like combination skin. And my eyebrows. Ooh, my eyebrows are a hot mess. But yeah, so turkey talk, guys. I want to know what you guys are doing Thanksgiving-wise. Because I know some of you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Because I think it's pretty much just a U.S. Thing that we celebrate Thanksgiving. So if you're in the U.S., what are your Thanksgiving plans? If you're not in the United States, do you guys do anything in kind of, like, I know you guys don't do anything in recognition of Thanksgiving because it wouldn't make any sense to do that. But yeah. Oh, I know, it's not as bad. Thank goodness. But yeah, it has been massive before. I remember looking back at videos and it being so thick, like this line would be pushed all the way in and it would just be bubbled out. But it's definitely, like, it doesn't show up on the sides anymore. It's just like, as you can see right here, it starts and it comes around. And it's only to the front right here. So it's like, I can squeeze, like you can see how much fluid is in there. It's kind of gross, like it really is. Because if it was fat, that'd be different because fat doesn't move like liquid. Like that's literally all liquid. How gross is that? It's so nasty. Like to me, it's super gross. Because I see it and I'm like, that's disgusting. Like you can actually see when you touch it, the fluid moves in there. So you know it's just fluid. But my doctor said that will go away. She's like, that will go away. Don't be too concerned. And I was like, but it is concerning to me because I don't like it, but it will go away. And hopefully soon enough it'll be gone and I won't ever have to see it again. I do have to say, though, this medication is the first time I've ever had a medicine where I could take it in the daytime, first thing in the morning, and even in the middle of the night, I can take my blood pressure and it's still good. And this may be the reason why I wasn't sleeping well, because even with getting up with the baby, I sleep like a champ the past 2 nights now. Monday night and last night, when I went to sleep, I went to sleep. I laid down in my bed and closed my eyes and was asleep in just a few minutes versus laying in my bed trying to get to sleep, tossing, turning, rolling over. And I have a feeling the reason I wasn't sleeping before is because, like, you know when your body knows something's off? And so at nighttime, I wouldn't take my other blood pressure medication at bedtime because it would make me wake up. It would keep me awake. But my body, I think, knew, and when I would try to go to sleep, I think that because my blood pressure was super low, I was having lapses in, like, breathing and stuff like that, so I would wake up. My body would jolt awake. So, what are you? We are, let's see here, me too. Going to be having dinner with family at my dad's. Oh, fun. Shona. So what am I doing? I'm going to be cooking all day tomorrow. Going to be doing a big old turkey. We have a huge 22-pound turkey. It was actually the biggest one at the store. But because I had a coupon, I got it pretty much for free. I pretty much did not pay for my turkey. So I'll be doing a big old turkey. We've got pies. I'm making a green bean casserole. I'm doing mashed potatoes. I've got lots of different little goodies in there. And then Friday, we're going to my aunt's house with all the family. That's local renters, so there's 20 of us going. I got to pick up my uncle to take him to my aunt's. That's going to be a chore, by the way. Didn't even notice until you start talking about it. Maybe I'm just used to it because it doesn't change you. Aw, thank you, Felicia. Going to one of my church's family houses for Thanksgiving. Oh, nice, Misty. That's awesome. So I have to go pick up my uncle. And I was thinking about this the other day. And Uncle Jerry, if you're watching, because I don't know if you come in and watch the live streams or not, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this. Because I've got to come get my uncle. He's in a electric wheelchair, right? So he can't put that in my car because it won't fit. And there's no way we can lift it to get it in my car. It's like over 200 and some odd pounds. So I have to go to his place, pick him up. So he has to roll out to my car in his electric wheelchair. I have to get him into my car from his chair and then put his chair away. I'm going to have to get his chair from outside into his house. And he's going to have to talk me through how to power it down, maybe even plug it in so it's charging while we're gone, whatever the case may be. And then lock up his place and then go to my aunt's house. My aunt has a regular pushing, like, wheelchair, a regular wheelchair at her house that she's borrowing, so that we can bring him there. So she'll bring that out to the car, get him in to the house, and then he'll be able to hang out with all of us during the day. And then I got to do all of that in reverse. To take him home. And so then I'll have to go in, get his electric wheelchair, bring it back out to him. So I'm not exactly sure because I've never had to deal with one of those. So it's going to be a whole new adventure for me. So we will see how all that goes on Friday. Let's see here. What do we got? Tiffany says, not doing much. Wait a minute, Stephanie. I love watching your YouTube channel every day and Daily Bumps. Yeah, they're all those are really good. I love all those. Like, I love Daily Bumps and Ellie and Jared and Colin and Katie. Y'all need to be watching Colin and Katie. They've been having some serious supernatural stuff. Like, not even supernatural. I'm going to say just, like, ghostly type stuff happening at their house. Like, and here's the thing. It's stuff that you couldn't possibly fake. Especially because Macy Gaines got badly hurt in the one Nest Cam video. You can clearly see that her leg literally, like you can clearly see on the Nest Cam, something yanks her leg out from under her, like violently. And then you also see Brooks, when his incident happened yesterday, you can see him get violently yanked sideways off his little bike thing that he's always riding around. He's never fallen off it before. He usually will fall like over when he's trying to get off, like when he stops to try to get off it. He's in the middle of riding it and gets yanked sideways off the bike and goes flying down against the floor. And he's so startled, and then he starts crying. You guys need to watch it. And then last night, another thing, when Katie walks out, you physically watch Katie shut the light off. Like you watch her turn the little battery box to off and shut all the lights down. And then all of a sudden, slowly you watch the little light flicker, and then come on and set dimly on. Not even all the way on, but like dim from what it was when she turned it off. So they definitely have something happening in their house. And I'm not somebody who's like, oh yeah, people get haunted. I don't believe in that people get purposely haunted. I do believe that there are echoes left behind. But I also do believe that there are ghosts here that did not move forward. I don't think that there's things that like come after people or that come into a house and decide to haunt, like choose you to be cruel to. But whatever is there is definitely not being very nice. Especially to injure both the kids. But yeah, that's super creepy. Tiffany says, not doing much, if anything. We usually do go to my mother's, but she's out of town and my grandpa's house for Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. I'm going to my cousin's house. Oh, nice. Cousins are always the best, you guys. You're very welcome. I'm going to speak the truth. Oh, thank you, Felicia. I have one electric wheelchair. You just have one electric wheelchair, Jennifer? Yeah, my uncle only has the electric one. And we've been trying to tell him we need to get him a regular push chair. Because I would love to come and get my uncle and take him with us when we go to the river. Or come and pick him up just so he can come and have dinner with us. He's here in this area with, like, we're both down here. And I just made my neck all red. We're both here in the area. And he's about 10 minutes, about a 10-minute drive up from where I'm at. He's in a home, or in a apartment complex made specifically for other, like, older military veterans. So, by the way, if you guys notice when I do start scratching, it's because this fluid starts to go down, so I get itchy from it. You can feel it like, you know, like when your skin, like whenever you get like a bruise or whatever and it starts to heal, and so like the tissue underneath there starts to kind of get itchy. That's what it does to me. So it makes, like, especially right here, I get itchy right along where it's swollen. And that's usually because it's starting to, like, dissipate, like the fluid is starting to go down. And so it makes my skin very itchy around my neck. One reason why I don't wear jewelry. I will wear jewelry for short spurts of time. Like if I'm going to go to an event or something. But I won't wear jewelry other than that. Ah, that finger. But yeah, so I would love for my uncle to get him a regular chair. So that way we can actually spend more time with him. And wheelchair, man, I cannot have a manual wheelchair. I had a rotator cuff. You had a rotator cuff repair? Yeah. See, I had reconstructive surgery on my shoulder, but then again, I had amazing doctors who did mine. When they did my shoulder, I went through, like, I did every moment of physical therapy that was required. I didn't miss a day. I didn't skip a day. I didn't cut it short. I went every single day. So now I have probably about 90% full range of motion in my shoulder, even after having it fully repaired. It was so, I remember going in when I first started physical therapy, and I couldn't even get it past, like, right here. Like, where they had it set in the thing when they did my surgery, I had this weird contraption thing that had, like, a side hip thing that held your arm away from your body at a certain angle. But I have to have my hip rebuilt. Oh, you had to have it built when you were 9? Yeah, that's scary, but... So when I did it, and then now, of course, I can get it here and reach above, so I can pick up stuff. Like, this is how much I can do this one. This one stops right here. So I can do this. I can reach fully out in front of me, and I can cross it over right about here. This one I can take and go practically around myself, but this one I can't get it up to my neck. I can reach behind me, but like with this one, I can pull back. So I have, for the most part, pretty much full range of motion. But it definitely, you can feel where it tightens as I reach up, like where your limit is, for me anyway. So the doctor said that most patients, when they have it done, usually get between 70 and 80% range of motion back. I was one of the lucky few who went into physical therapy pretty early after my repair. We didn't wait for an extended length of time. I think it was 3 weeks after surgery, I went and started physical therapy. And so therefore I ended up with at least a 90% range. I'm going to even push it and say maybe even a little bit better than that, probably right around 95% range. And it just got better and better over time. By the time I finished physical therapy, I had about an 80%. And then just continued to do the exercises. Even when I was finished with the physical therapy, I continued doing the exercises, the stretches. And so now I have a pretty good range of motion. So if you had your rotator cuff repair recently, I can understand not using a manual wheelchair. But if it's been a while, I would say talk with your doctor about it. You may be able to use that arm. You should be able to use that arm after having a good repair done. Especially if the repair was done, and if it was a good one, if they did really good job on it. And of course, I think I'm out of water. Okay, hold on. Whoa, that's loud. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm gonna go grab some water. So don't leave. Yeah, I know. We'll get you guys some food in a minute. You guys like my shirt? Love, love, love. And I hit the piano. I hit the piano. Had to get more water. That's the only bad side effect too, I think, other than getting, like, of course, this. Always feeling like you need more water. So I need to go out there too and figure out how I'm going to set up my laptop so that we can do the live stream out there for Twitch. If that doesn't work, then I'm just going to live stream Twitch from here or even from my iPad. I probably can do it from my iPad easier. Excuse me. Than with my phone. But yeah. It's just crazy when I think about it. Like, what? But like I did the other day, I did delete the video, by the way, you guys. I talked a lot about why I had taken a step away from YouTube, why there was so little activity happening on the channel. And a lot of that had to do with myself. Like, I had to take time to, like, get myself better. I was really having a hard time with the new medication the doctor had put me on previous to this one. It had made me very drained, would be the right word. Like, I had no energy. I have CP and... Oh no. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, Jennifer. That is so hard. all the best to you. I really pray that all the best to you. Because, for me, when I look at it, my medical stuff, it takes some medication and I can live for the most part a pretty normal day-to-day life. And I hear other people who, this is their way to the outside world, right here, a computer where they can contact and be in contact with people and see people. What happened? Read the comment above, Tiffany. So it makes me so thankful for what I do have. Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, there are days where I am knocked flat on my butt. I feel horrible. I feel like, any other person where your day just feels ruined or whatever. Everybody goes through those. But when you read other people's stories and you hear other people's things that people are going through, it makes you so thankful for the fact that you're not going through stuff like that. And that things for you could be so much worse. So for you, Jennifer, my prayers go out to you, and that, that you at least are, at least have comfort. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. That you're not in significant amounts of pain all the time. Because I couldn't even imagine that. Dang it, that's super cold. I never drink ice cold water. Because that is painful. Whew. I can't do that. I never drink water like this out of the fridge. What? But normally I have bottles out there on the counter for me. Whoo, there was none. There's only a refrigerated one. That will kick your butt. I always drink room temperature water. Ice water, oof, no. That does not feel good. Maybe for some people, but I'm weird like that. I don't like drinking ice water. So, yeah. Thank you, Felicia. I just ran in and grabbed some water, but oh man. So yeah, I'm going to probably end up streaming if I can out, because I don't need OBS to stream an IRL from my iPad. So what I'll probably end up doing for today's Twitch stream is just IRL it from my iPad. And this way we can just enjoy some cooking. I'm going to do some cooking. It's not really cooking, it's baking, because I'm going to do bread. Sarah's doing good. She's actually crashed out right now. She was up really early. She got a bunch of stuff done. She got her whole room done, got Brady's cage all cleaned up. And she is, because Taylor's friend gave him this massive television. They were actually going to throw it away because there's some pixels missing in the screen. And so they're just going to toss it. So he got this huge TV, which he's been wanting one with an HDMI in it. He didn't quite expect to get a TV that large, but he got a really large television from his friend. His friend's dad, I should say. The dad gave it to Taylor. And it has HDMI and stuff, so he can actually hook his games up to it, which he was super excited about. So he gave Sarah his other really big television. Now, we moved the stuff in our living room around so that from now on we can have, a nicer setup. And so I gave her the TV stand that we had in the living room, which was perfect because it allowed her to set this TV up on it. But she had all this other space to kind of put, her baby's items on, so that way they weren't, thrown in a box. So she got all that set up. She worked on it all morning, got it all set up, got it all pretty. And now she's got a very functioning room. She's got Brady in there. She's got her Christmas tree set up on her little nightstand. And then she's got her babies all set up in there. Well, there you go. One thing I have to give you props, that you're not on any pain meds anymore. Medicinal marijuana, to me, is something that should never have had to be jumped through hoops. People shouldn't have had to jump through hoops to get that medically. And I'm glad you're able to have that. Another person that I do watch, Charles Trippy, he does take, what do you call it? Medicinal use. But he does it in the oil to stop his seizures, which has been great for him. I know he doesn't talk about it in the vlogs and stuff, but he ended up saying something about it when he got some that was done at a pet store for Zoe and stuff for her joints. And talked about the fact that he uses the same type of stuff for himself, for his seizures. So absolutely, I'm so glad that you have access to that. I do hope that it minimizes the pain that you're in. It's good. Obviously, it does. Because clearly you're no longer on pain meds, which aren't good for your body anyway. All that junk that they give you, like from hospitals and stuff, those medications are just not good for your body long term. Nobody should take that kind of stuff long term. And when you're someone like, for you, Jennifer, who has chronic pain due to the illnesses that you have, that's like a catch-22. And so I'm glad that you do have the use of medicinal use. So absolutely. Because it is natural. It's better to have something that's natural, made of the earth, coming from the earth, that your body can process, because it is one item. It's not a bunch of junk, a bunch of chemicals put into a lab, put into a pill form or a liquid form. This is natural. This is something that is naturally made. Your body will be able to easily break it down and use it correctly. So very good. Very good. Felicia, your comments are so way off. I saw the movie Wonder. Do you mean Wonder Woman? I don't know what the movie Wonder is. Oh, by the way, guys, got a good one for you. Sarah and I, the other night, decided to watch, like we ordered through Netflix, we got Annabelle Creations. So we watched that movie, and that movie, I have got to give it absolutely a 5-star rating out of 5 for a creep factor. That movie was so flippin' creepy. It made my skin crawl. My hairs stood on end. Now, still to this day, the movie that scared the crap out of me for the first time, like ever, because I love scary movies, but actually scared the crap out of me, was The Descent. Went and saw that in theaters. And that movie, to this day, is still my all-time favorite for scare factor. Creations. Man, they did not hold back in that movie when it came to... we're going to crash again, guys. They did not hold back in that movie when it came to taking the creepy, scared the crap out of you right from the start. Like, I've seen many movies where it takes a while to build up to the, oh my god, this is scary moment. This movie takes you from the get-go. And I loved it because it immediately startles the crap out of you. And Grant, how are you? So it immediately scares the crap out of you. And you continue watching it, and it just gets creepier and creepier and creepier. Now, I am going to say, I loved it, by the way. As a whole, the movie is amazing. And if you like scary movies and you like creepy movies, it is a movie that is a must-see. It is even better than the first Annabelle movie, and way better than the Conjuring movies. This movie was amazing. The craziest part that I think the part that disappointed me was that there was parts of the movie itself, like the main meaty part of the movie, like the meat of it. There was parts that they could have done without, and parts that they could have shortened just a bit instead of spending so much time on, and put a lot more of that time to the ending of the movie. They kind of did a very flash rush through the very end of the movie that could have been done so much creepier and left you feeling so creeped out by the end, but they didn't. They kind of tapered it off and wrapped it up with like a bow when it shouldn't have been. It should have been where they, you know, they should have spent a little more time pulling the end together, because of course the very end of the movie, if you've seen the first Annabelle movie, you know how it started. So they led this one, like they ended this one smack into the start of the first one. So they literally, like, you could have watched Annabelle Creations and stuck in Annabelle and the movie would have continued moving. Like, there would have been no end. But that little section there, just before they ran it into the first Annabelle movie, that little section right there, I wish they would have spent a little more creep factor time on, because it really needed it. I can play it in my head what I would have totally done right there to make that last 5 minutes of the movie so totally worth it. They could have extended it to make it a 10-minute section, and it would have been so good. But the movie as a whole, amazing. Yeah, you have CP as well. I know, right, Tiffany? I'm so sorry, Tiff. I always have to pause the comment. Yeah. That's probably why you're always behind. When you pause to comment, you miss a bunch of stuff. So that's probably what happened. What are you sorry about, Felicia? Oh, the fact that your comments are way off. I'm like, what are you sorry about? That was from way earlier when I made my comment to you. Yeah, you're way behind what's going on. But then again, you're not the only person. I remember last week and a couple days ago, Tiffany was having the same problem where when she would come in and comment, it was on stuff that had already, like, we'd already talked about 5 minutes previous. No problem, though. No big deal. But anyway, we've been live for quite a while, you guys. Let's see here. What do we got time-wise? Ooh, yeah. We've been on here for probably about an hour and a half. Total. Let's see what it says. Oh, it doesn't say anything. Whoops. Yeah, so about an hour and a half we've been streaming. And it is now 12:30. We've got time. We're just going to chill out. Spastic quadriplegic CP. Gonna dash off for a bit. Hopefully catch you on Twitch. Yeah, definitely. Hope to catch you on Twitch, Shona. I'm gonna probably Twitch stream with the iPad. So that way we don't have to worry about a bunch of stuff. But I'm gonna look at my laptop, and if OBS runs correctly on my laptop, I may just use my laptop. But if it doesn't, then I'm gonna use my iPad, because I don't have to worry about OBS to use the iPad. And so we might just do that. We'll have to see. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I'm not leaving yet. Or you're talking to Shona probably, huh, Stephanie? Shona doesn't do, they don't do Thanksgiving in the UK. Okay. You like the first one better? Really? Like, well, I mean, I've seen the first Annabelle movie. I don't know. I actually did, like, there was so many things that happened in the first Annabelle movie that irked me. Like, certain things that were going on that happened that made me just go, like, why? Why would you even do that? One, you knew and sensed that there was something going on. Why in the heck would you leave your baby in the room without you? Why would you ever even put the child anywhere unattended without you? If you knew something or felt something was wrong and off and not quite right. I would never, ever leave my child alone if I sensed that something was wrong. Ever. And in that movie, they continuously did that in the first Annabelle movie. And I wanted to choke the people, the writers, for that. We'll see you later, Grant. I'm still going to hang out here for a little bit longer with you guys. So if you guys want to hang out a little bit longer, we can. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely like I said this, when I watched Annabelle Creations yesterday, when I watched Annabelle, I should say, when I watched the first Annabelle movie, nothing about it scared me. There wasn't anything about it that made me feel creepy. There wasn't, other than irritation. I was irritated at a lot of things that were happening in it. But when I watched Annabelle Creations yesterday, not yesterday, before yesterday, Monday night, it was creepy. Like, it really made you feel very creepy. Like, you wanted to check every dark corner of your house. Because it had such good creep factor in it. And it explained a lot of what Annabelle was. As we know, Annabelle was the doll maker's daughter. But my favorite part was that they show you, they put an ode to the actual Annabelle, the Annabelle doll in Annabelle Creations. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can actually look it up. You can research it, because if you've watched any of the Annabelle movies and the Conjuring movies, they're linked. It's all one big happy family. The Conjuring is based on true events, by the way, of the doctor, whatever her name is, and her husband. She's a known clairvoyant. He was I guess you could say, like, he wasn't an ordained priest or anything like that, but unordained. But anyway, the Warrens. If you look back at the history, the Warrens did the whole thing with Annabelle. And the original doll was not a porcelain crafted doll. It was a Raggedy Ann doll, which is how it actually started. And so when all of that kind of went crazy. So the porcelain doll thing was just specifically made for the movie purposes, to creep the crap out of people. But they do make an ode to the original in the new movie, in Annabelle Creations, because when they do it, it totally makes sense that could be how it continued forward. But of course, they continue with the porcelain doll into the next movies. So yeah, it is such a good movie. Oh, you're having buffering issues? I didn't know you were having buffering issues. Okay, Wonder is what she was talking about. Wander. What movie is that? I don't know what movie Wander is. I've never even seen it. I don't even think I've heard of it, so I was trying to figure out what she was talking about. I used to walk, but my body has the screw me up. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry, Felicia, that you're having buffering issues on your end. That really does suck. I hate when that happens. I'm going to have to change I just realized I'm going to have to change my shirt before I do any cooking. I can't wear this shirt. It's got sleeves. All right, we'll see you later, Stephanie. And happy Thanksgiving. Oh, excuse me. That sucks that you're getting buffering. I'm sorry that that's happening. Wow, I can't believe this thing still has that much battery. That's pretty good. So, we now have OBS. Don't know if it's going to stay running. I'm going to knock on wood. OBS is running okay, decent right now. But here's the kicker. I could probably run it like this and be okay if I was just going to do a stream like this on Twitch. However, I'm not. I would do a reading stream. And because OBS is a jerk, if I try to open up my book, it's going to crash. So I can't even open my book with OBS, which sucks because Jay and I talked about it yesterday. And he was with me, like we were FaceTiming, and he was looking at the computer as I did it so I could show him what was happening. If I open the website, then OBS immediately crashes. Like, forget it. You can't open up the web browser while OBS is running. So I was like, okay, so you see that happen, right? He's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So then we opened up the Kindle app on my computer, on my desktop. So open it up, and it works fine for a little bit, right? OBS is doing okay with it. It's handling it a bit. And then as soon as you click to like change the page and you're asking the app to do something, it crashes OBS. And so he was watching it with me so I could show him. And then he was just like, okay, that's ridiculous. Now, we looked into some other information, and there are some external encoders that you can get that are outside of your computer that you would run all your information into, and then it would transfer it and then put it into your computer, which would not be like OBS, like Elgato, or how do you say it? Elgato, whatever the name of that stupid thing is. That's another one that is an encoding software thing that you can use, but it's external. It's outside of your computer. It's not in your computer. However, they're super expensive, and I can't afford that. So, being that I can't afford that, I'm not going to have that happen. So we're going to build a new PC, which will be nice. Honestly, I'm looking forward to having it, getting it built up and having it sit down right underneath here on its little shelf and tucked away and humming away. So when I'm online, it will work. The cool part is we looked at it and we were like, well, if that's the case, then we'll actually end up setting up my big, well, it's not big, but my smaller TV here will be my new monitor because it is an HDMI monitor / television. So you just plug that in and it would become the monitor versus dealing with this thing. And this could end up being used for just, doing just my small things like editing my videos and watching Netflix on or whatever. So that would be nice. All right, Tiffany, we'll talk to you later. But yeah, so what I'm probably going to end up doing is go grab the laptop, take a look at the laptop, see what information is on there and whether or not it's actually going to run, and see if it works. If it does, then I will use that for my stream in the kitchen. But if not, we will be streaming from my iPad, which is going to be a little bit of a weird setup, but I think it'll work because, like I said, I'm not going to be reading today for Twitch. I'm not going to be able to. It's just with OBS acting like a complete schmuck. I always call it the spinny thing. Yeah. When it just starts spinning in the middle and it doesn't load, is buffering. And I hate when videos buffer, especially a live video. So that sucks that it's doing that. But yeah. It's okay. It's not all the time. Okay. That's good. Right now, I'm not getting any buffering on my end. I've actually got the video, like I've got YouTube pulled up on my iPad, and I'm reading all your comments through the chat on my iPad. Normally, I would have it on the PC and be doing stuff through the PC, but because it's acting dumb, I've got you guys on the iPad. So that's good. But yeah, so we have been doing all sorts of changes and cleanup and everything like that out in that part of the house. So today I'm going to go out here, I'm going to get all this stuff done and cleaned up. I need to figure out that darn rug for the kitchen because the dogs have tore it up. It is so like messy and disappointing, honestly. Because whenever we take it out of there, it just looks like trash. And of course, then the ground, because it's tile, gets all filled with dirt, and you're constantly stepping in gritty dirt because the dogs go in and out that dog door all day long, and it's super annoying. It's okay. It's not all the time, which is good. Thank goodness. I'm actually almost at a point, though, I think we're going to end up taking the dog door out again. We've had the dog door in because it's nice for the dogs to go in and out whenever they want. But we're also at a point now where whenever the dogs go out, that entails them having to come back in. And when they go out and they come back in, they bring in dirt everywhere. And it's very annoying. Very annoying. But also, our sliding glass door is super small. And so the dog door takes up the entire frame of that one spot. So you've got like a sliver of space. You have to go sideways to get out the door, to go out into the back patio. So, yeah, not the funnest situation. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. And I got to go get a couple more blinds for our kitchen, because we have some of them cut to fit over the dog door. But if we take the dog door out, then we've got blinds that are cut and we have to switch location with where they're hanging on the thing. So not a big deal, but it is annoying. So I need to actually change my shirt, and then I got to go out here and get everything set up so that way I can stream on Twitch. If you guys still want to hang out some more and chit chat and hang out while I make bread, you guys can come and hang out with me. We're going to be doing that over on Twitch. Just going to do a Twitch IRL, where we're just going to do some baking. The bread does take a long time to make, so you guys can hang out with me while I do that. And, you know, I'm not really going to be doing much else other than doing that. Okay, go ahead, Felicia. No problem. Ask away. Always call it that spinning thing. Sorry, I'm like spinning the lid on this thing down here that's under my feet. Sorry. That's probably really loud. It's probably, yeah, that's definitely picking it up on the mic. Like, I can see that the swelling is going down in my neck already. Because I'm getting my little weird indent, which happens right here. Sorry, guys. I know I'm sitting quietly, but I'm waiting for Felicia's question. So yeah, in the description box, you guys, let me look and make sure it's still there. Okay, yeah, everything is there. So if you guys look in the description box, the link to my Twitch account, so my Twitch channel, is there. If you guys want to come hang out on Twitch today, definitely click on that link. Also, the t-shirts that you guys requested are up and available. So there is a link to both different ones there. There is the regular Jamly t-shirt and the Ugly Christmas t-shirt. Or you can get a t-shirt, or you can get a sweater, or you can get just a long sleeve shirt, are available now. So if you guys want to do that, you guys can check those out. My brother-in-law. Wow. That's actually a really good picture, Miss Megan. If you guys haven't followed Celeste Barber, you guys should. Oh my gosh, she literally is the best. She takes and does modeling pictures, like, of just really ridiculous model poses, and she recreates them in her own way, and they are so funny. They're literally the funniest things ever. Like, whoever thought of putting a telephone in a bathroom or in the toilet area? I don't understand that. And so she's definitely making fun of that situation, and it's so funny. She's got like a picture next to it is the model sitting with like in the pose, and then next to it is her version of that same photo, and it is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did what I just said not. Yeah, it didn't come up on here. Let me try something real quick because it may need permission to come through, which means I'm going to have to open this up. We may crash. We're going to crash OBS. We're going to crash OBS. Hold on 1 second. I'll open it up and see because it may need permission to come through. Yeah, it did not come through. So you'll have to resend that. Mm-hmm. Why are everybody's little people growing up too fast? Like, all these little people need to stop. Oh no, that's sad, Felicia. I'm sorry. Like, I have no idea how to fix that either. I know that with like Sarah's baby that I first made her, which is Jordan. I have to shut this off. It's actually eating up the thing. Jordan was my first attempt at it, and he's pretty much like at this point ruined. You made a mistake and don't know how to fix it. If you've already set the paint, I don't know how you're going to fix it. If you haven't set the paint yet, take a small bit of paint thinner, and clean up whatever the mistake was. But if you've already set the paint and you've already either let it, if it's like just air dry paint or heat set paint, either one, if you've already let it go into its dry state, you may not be able to correct your mistake. So, and I'm sorry if that did happen. Normally you want to fix it before the paint is set, because all it takes is a little bit of thinner to remove the mistake. But yeah. Oh my gosh. These little peoples. Why? Little people, stop growing up for a while. The eyelashes fell off. I tried to put them back on. Nothing really worked. Right, so I drew them on. You drew the eyelashes on? I would have just left them alone. I wouldn't have even tried to put eyelashes on there. Because a lot of newborns don't look like they have eyelashes anyway. The thing that would have worked would have been Gem-Tac glue. That would be the only thing that would have worked to put them back on, by the way. That sucks. I don't know what you drew them on with, which is probably going to be the problem. If you use something like a Sharpie or any sort of permanent marker bit, it's never coming off. You're stuck with it. That sucks. You should have let us know something like that. I would have given you a tip on how to put the eyelashes back on. Or you could have gone to the store and bought a whole new pair of fake lashes, trimmed them up, and put the new ones on with some Gem-Tac glue. Because Gem-Tac's the only thing that would have held those in place. Because the dolls are made of like a vinyl silicone mix. That's the only way that would have stayed on, was with Gem-Tac. You need Gem-Tac glue to get it on there. I'm really sorry that happened, though. I wish you'd had said something earlier on. We could have maybe given you a tip on how to do that instead of you using something to draw. And I don't know what you use to draw them on with. So that's another problem. Oh, that is an ugly outfit. Ugh. Does anybody else's Instagram feed get filled with sponsored ads? It's so ridiculous. Oh, how cute. Ew. Well, you'll have to tell me what you drew them on with, and then maybe there's a solution, but I honestly don't know. And like, I don't know what you used, so you'll have to let me know. It's a frog. It's a frog. It's a cute frog. Too much info. Oh, and by the way, we officially have two emotes for Twitch, which are super flipping cute. If you drew it on with pen, sweetheart, it's permanently done. Because the pen ink oil, the oil that's in pen ink, will sink into and be absorbed by the fat, like whatever you want to call it, the vinyl will absorb it. You are never getting that off. Regular ink pen, even if you wiped the surface piece off of it, it's going to be sunken into the doll's like skin, so to speak. There's probably you're never probably going to get that off. We have stuff like that happened on Jordan, where like a piece of fabric or whatever that had like a dye in it got on Jordan, and now Jordan has like permanent purpley colored marks on his skin due to that, because it absorbs it. There's no way, by the way, to get that out. It's going to always be there, and I'm sorry that happened. Jiminy, sounds like my son is trying to tear the entire kitchen apart. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. I need to go so I can go out here and get this stuff set up. Okay, so you guys have a great day. If you guys want to come over and watch and talk with me some more, we're going to be streaming over on Twitch. Link is in the description box below. Also, t-shirts are in the description box below, and also ugly Christmas sweaters down below. And any of our social media that you would like to follow is also in that area. We have everything kind of changed up. So if you guys would like to follow any of that or come over to Twitch while I stream over there, please come over and check it out. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about what other people say, though. That's something you got to remind yourself every day. Don't listen to other people. If you know that your baby looked okay, don't worry about what other people say. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Have a great Thanksgiving. And just remember, you are loved. And to always, always look at the positive. And we'll talk to you all later. Bye, Jamily.